advisors' value proposition is not about beating the market, right? Because we can't. It's empirically true. There's a very, very tiny small subset of active management that can do it and has done it consistently over years, but statistically that's more of a coincidence than anything else. So anyway, I could rant about that for hours. My point is, that's what the end consumer is being taught to perceive of why we're connecting that AUM figure, that percentage, those basis points to the AUM, as opposed to what we do believe is quantifiable, measurable value around all the other stuff related to investment management, which is, and this is an area that in and of itself is hard to quantify, but behavioral management. And there's the Vanguard Advisor Alpha study that a lot of people refer to of, hey, if you actually do this on your own, 1%, well, don't worry about 1%. You're going to lose multiple percentage points year after year because you're making the wrong market decisions and trying to market time and so on. Advisors can stop you from that. But even beyond that, so if that's not enough, things like asset allocation. Are you actually in a portfolio? Everybody just says, yeah, throw your money in a whatever ETF. Okay. But how do you dot connect that to your short and long-term goals? Where are you withdrawing money out of over time to pay for those goals? Where are you locating certain asset classes so it's most efficient from a tax perspective? Are you tax loss harvesting over time? Are you rebalancing in an optimized way so that you're not hurting that risk-adjusted return over the next 30, 40, 50 years in your portfolio? There's so many things that actually are measurable and quantifiable that you can show to the end client and say, listen, if you want to figure out how to do all of that and systematize it on your own, awesome. Mm-hmm. Go do it. Right? Yeah. and you can do it, but here's how it is literally worth it if we do it for you. And oh, by the way, I know that you're whatever else you're trying to accomplish in your life, financially and non-financially, here are all these other ancillary services that we're providing for that cost as well. So, but that's a lot. Yeah. That's hard for advisors to kind of sit down and build out that story.
I'm so excited about our roadmap and having learned what we've learned from these first few rounds of like early adopter customers, because I really do feel like, and we said this at our last all hands with the team, but like if advisors have value related to investment management, isolate that and quantify it. Because like we always say, this is a game. It's not a game, but it is a game. You have to be winning the heart side and the mind side of that prospect. And part of the mind side is transparency and being able to very clearly and succinctly communicate your expertise and why it matters and what the value is that you will actually deliver to that person sitting across the table from you or in the Zoom meeting with you. It's so important, and it's not advisors' fault. A lot of tools that they don't really make it easy to do this because this is very complicated stuff. And advisors like complicated stuff. Like I always talk about, a lot of advisors are analysts. They are comfortable with complexity, but a lot of times, like the folks sitting across the table don't know anything about this, or if they do, it's what they've learned from Google or just like from their friends or family members. There's also a lot of anxiety that you're dealing with here. And I think that people really underestimate the power of like simplicity and transparency in this industry. And you feel like if you say big words like fiduciary or comprehensive or investment management, like all these like big terms, that's going to mean something. And it's going to, I think what it does is it makes some clients feel like, oh, I don't know anything about this. I need to give somebody my money. But then you reach this point where they don't really understand why they're giving you their money because they don't know what's going on and what the value is that you're providing. So yeah, I'm really excited about our roadmap, but I know this isn't just about us. I think this can apply to every other area of business, of an advisor's business. Basically, it's not just about, of course, that human connection is needed and that trust and that authenticity. That's one piece. The other piece is that knowledge and being able to succinctly show, like from the first time you talk to somebody, you should be showing how you're going to serve them by doing it already on your website, like everywhere. Every touch should communicate that. So if you yourself don't necessarily understand that, then that would be step one. But if you do, then just think about how it could be positioned to various types of customers that you run into, and considering how much details, like we always say, how far in the details do you want to go? How big picture are you? Like, is this more of like, I want to hand this over and be done? Or do I want to sit next to you and really understand what's going on? So there's a lot in it that's personal and can be personalized or customized. But at the highest level, I do think really being able to be transparent and clear with those what those services